Welcome to the second chip-related iceberg on this channel. We will address one of the most impactful parts of living with a chip, the chipped dream. Sleeping is a big part of life. Let's see how it affects our subject. Tier 1. Blackness. It is the general state of chipped being. You close your eyes, black. Try to think, black. Go to sleep, black. From a young kid to the current state, this is an endless reoccurrence. No dream night. Pre-chipped Shurg would be given a dream maybe once a month or less, and of those dreams, very few had any sort of staying power in Shurg's mind. Only way to sleep. A fun fact is that Shurg can only sleep on his side in the fetal position, generally with a hand under a pillow and the other arm hugging a pillow. Pre-sleep repeated songs. Very early into the chipped age, every attempt for Shurg to sleep would be met with song lyrics being repeated for up to hours. When met with these, he was unable to think them away. Nowadays, these hearings are a non-issue and rarely occur. Pre-dream thoughts. Hardly visible, replayable scenarios to help Shurg lull himself to sleep. This is one of the few escapes from chipped mental blindness. First chipped dream. The first chipped dream ever occurred around a week of the first time the chip made itself aware. It was the emptiness of his grandparents' house that would cut to a friend of Shurg's spinning an axe and cutting a skin with each rotation. Tier 2. No concept of time. Shurg has noticed that chipped dreams don't play in real time, which is an extremely alarming thing to Shurg. A dream could feel like 20 minutes and actually be 4 hours of sleep. Blackness doesn't feel like sitting and doing nothing for 8 hours, and oftentimes blackness is only a very minor total duration to the complete sleep, in which a chipped dream is the main thing seen. Recognizable settings. Very rarely is a chipped dream setting in a place in which Shurg has physically spent time in. However, when these occur, the place is often one that Shurg hadn't spent much time in total comparison of total time spent in real life. Meteor. Meteor is the most memorable pre-chipped dream Shurg had, in which out of chipped blackness, Shurg stepped outside his current childhood home and looked up to the sky, seeing a massive meteor coming from the sky. This scared Shurg for some time. Talked to calmness. Once Shurg realized he could summon voices using the chip, he would try to make conversation. However, very, very rarely does the chip make conversation topics and speak for themselves. Almost always is Shurg summoning a voice and thinking what they should say. Shurg oftentimes summons voices to comfort him while he tries to sleep, but his attempts don't work most of the time. Video quality. Video quality is a recurring concept in chipped content. What visual transmissions Shurg gets are displayed to him in a way that's very hard to understand. They have high opacity and low visual quality. Shurg has described it as if there were screens layered through his eyes, causing a range of ways transmissions to be displayed. Video quality isn't the means in which a transmission is made more real. Location and plot generally create the more memorable chipped dreams. Girl dreams. Chipped dreams sometimes involve love interests in Shurg's life. Shurg often presses the issue and tends to mistake these dreams as real more often than most subjects of chipped dreams. If the girl dream goes on too long, often the chipped people will step in and make it so Shurg realizes that it is a dream and that he should wake up. Arcade theater. One of Shurg's favorite recurring locations is a mall/arcade with various rooms, generally with the lighting design of a laser tag arena, with carpets of neon and black lighting. They are never the same layout, and Shurg is not allowed to roam freely through these areas. However, many good dreams take place in an area like this, such as one dream where Shurg walks around a movie theater and did a few things. It's raining and dark outside, and when he goes to the glass door exit, somebody runs out of the building and is attacked by a zombie, thus ending the dream. The more important reason this is on the iceberg is Shurg's idea for it to be a real-life meeting place for in the future when others get the chip's technology. Psych ward dreams. Shurg has been in many different psych wards, most by force, by being illegally kept. Noting that some of Shurg's most memorable dreams took place in the confines of these psych wards, these dreams being of lasting memory based on intensity and memorable plots. The bigger issue here is getting extreme chip dreams in a place that can fuck with Shurg, as in a psych ward. It's just another way in which Shurg is manipulated by forces. Real people in Dream. Very rarely are people Shurg knows appeared to him in a chipped dream, and when they are, their use is very indirect. They may appear in a plot but not say anything, and exist as a way to spice up a plot and make the dream seem real, as if it was the realization of a deep desire held inside Shurg. Car driving. One of the most common dreams is Shurg driving the car. These dreams almost always end in Shurg trying to drive while running into things and bumping cars all over the road. In the early days of these dreams, Shurg would feel shame and disappointment over his actions, but as they occurred more and more often, he could recognize that it was a dream and wake up out of it. Backseat driving. The more extreme version of a driving dream is one that Shurg is piloting the car from the back seat. In these dreams, he can't move to the front seat and still crashes up cars and causes general road mayhem. Never-ending school. In the running for the most recurring plot is the never-ending school. This is a bizarre one that has existed for years before the Chipped Awakening and still shows up often today. Shurg believes this is a brain chemistry setting they use specially because after hundreds of these dreams, Shurg can't realize that it is a dream. Another thing that plays into the topic is Shurg not remembering 98% of any given school day as a kid, and that somehow he thinks he is still in school missing or skipping classes. Some of these dreams will take place over the course of days in a dream, where Shurg will go to one class and skip the other 6. Getting trapped. This is a chipped play on the time Shurg was in jail or in a mental ward. He will feel lapses of what he felt in those places, knowing he couldn't get out on his own accord. They will sometimes just use his feelings in random dreams, and Shurg has noted this happens quite often. Random unthought speech. Sometimes as Shurg lays in bed, the chip will phase words and phrases in no recognizable patterns. Sometimes he will catch these phrases and get a few word response from the chip, which is uncommon and sometimes esoteric and concerning. Awake after death. Death in chip dreams will be dissected later in the Iceberg, but generally it's bad news. After many dreams where Shurg died, he has normalized waking up after a dream death, which wasn't always the case. Tier 3. Spatial awareness. Many times Shurg has waken up when someone he lives with arrives in their car or wakes up. This means that the chip has some way to recognize the things going on around and make dreams work to wake up when things happen around him. This also plays into how long he sleeps and when he wakes up, which he has noticed patterns going on possibly for months at a time. Tricked into realness. There are many ways the chip can make a dream more realistic. Of course, the chip could make perfectly realistic dreams, they just don't. Shurg generally prefers more realistic dreams, but he also fears the powers to get trapped in them. Familiar places, things, and concepts play into the realism of any given dream. Chipped dreams will often use these tools to make Shurg think he is in real life for long periods of time. Shurg enjoys these, but is soured when he finds out that they aren't real. Dream sounds. Practice. Shurg has only heard what could be explained as a speaker sound 3 times, and at this point forgotten what they said. The chip conversates in the same method as internal voices, and not through mechanical speakers. These instances are incredibly rare and mundane, however their existence means much more to Shurg. Abstract reality. Some chip dreams have a warped reality, such as surreal amusement parks. While they couldn't exist in real life, they have high entertainment value and inspiration value. It put Shurg in a reality that he couldn't find himself. Paralysis. Simple. Simple paralysis is generally one movement over and over again, where it feels as if you are simply waking up, either opening your eyes, rolling out of bed, or standing, but never actually physically doing these things. This is one of Shurg's biggest fears, and they happen more often than he would like. Alternative reality, non-paralysis. Slight alternative realities are rare but exist in the space of thought realism. These are common things in regular life with chipped dream twists that are often met with enjoyment and frustration when the dreams are found to be fake. Alternative reality, paralysis. A more rare variant of paralysis is when instead of a simple waking motion, Shurg actually does things that someone would do when they wake up, making it a more real feeling, thus scaring him even more. going into the bathroom and looking in the mirror as your face molds and melts on each visit, doing these tasks over and over again and not waking from it. Swaying buildings. A common scary dream is the swaying building. Either it be a 3-story hotel or a skyscraper. The building will sway in the wind and it feels like it's on the brink of collapsing. This became less scary as it happens more often, but dreams like this and dreams like going through an incredibly narrow highway to a dangerous place easily haunt Shurg. Nuke dream. Post. A dream ending in a nuke is scary, but not after many times. The chip threatening Shurg with launching nukes, often in the waking world, which he tries to get his mind off of as best he can. Extreme natural disasters. Certain dreams have natural disasters in them, such as tsunamis and hurricanes. These are relatively new as of writing. One example is being in a house in the middle of the ocean, and there are whirlpooling hurricanes happening all around the building, while large ships are being flipped. These are very memorable and often scary. Extreme car rides. There are some ship dreams in which Shurg is in the backseat of a car or the trunk of a minivan going to a location. Often these dreams will be a series of Shurg going to sleep, waking up, going back to sleep until arriving to the location. These locations can be extreme, such as desert or tundra. Rarely does Shurg think these are real, however the concept of sleeping and waking up to pass time in dream is something he does in real life, and thus fears it. Real danger dreams. Only a few times have dreams turned into real horrific scenes uncontrollable to stop by Shurg, such as an actual deathmatch style wrestling where people landing on long scissors and being penetrated so deep that it would kill a person, or a school workshop exploding and seeing all the maimed and damaged children from its wake. Tier 4. Dream sound. Theory. In theory, dreams could be any sight and any sound. Sound in a dream is so rare that its place on the tier list isn't at the bottom, except it is, because theoretically it would completely change Shurg's sleep and its dream impact would be hard to describe. It's a promise that chip dreams have not kept, and Shurg looks forward aimlessly for more usage. Nuke dream first. The first nuke in a dream was seen after nukes were set off all around the world. This first nuke has been mainly forgotten besides the setting in which it happened, which leads to the next subject. Go into the light. There have now been a few times where Shurg has died in a dream and been taken to a place you could only describe as light. A small blue cube in which you go into unknowingly of where you're going to be took. Eventually you wake up, but that's eventually. This is becoming more common, but it's an astonishing symbol. Chip walking. There are, of course, the idea of the chip making Shurg do physically things out of his command. These often take place when Shurg is in a place he isn't normally staying. This is a fear and interest to Shurg. Family die. This has been a time where the chip has killed a parent in a dream, and Shurg almost took it as a real event that happened. He was disgusted slightly about how he reacted to the death. Shurg cannot put a percentage on what he thought the realism was. Extreme young callback. There have been a few chip dreams where Shurg felt as if he was transported to a place he often saw as a kid. This could mean that there are some rare childhood dreams that were reused for whatever reason. It's an extremely interesting concept to Shurg. Important future set pieces. There are certain dreams that just have an aura of importance. They take you to a different world where serious issues are addressed and answered. They are of such complexity that understanding the dream is near impossible. These are the most important dreams Shurg can have, because it takes you to a new place that could exist in the future, but are cloaked in strange futuristic surrealism. The Great Unknown. Maybe all of Shurg's life is a dream. He looks back at times that should have been impossible for his skill and knowledge. Maybe the chip took over and just made it feel like he was in control. Or maybe the way in which he understands being asleep and being awake doesn't work with how he compiled it. It's a dark, treacherous thought that he doesn't like to reflect upon. And that is the dark, dark end to the chipped dream iceberg. I hope this will give you greater understanding on how things happen in the chipped mind. Goodbye.